Hey people, we have been considering a couple of logical implications of unforgiveness as it reveals itself in our lives. The first one we dealt with yesterday was the fact that unforgiveness can just become a bad habit. We do it once, for some reason it fulfills a morbid kind of offense in our lives, and we're able to kind of deal with what's going on by just writing people off and doing that. We find after a period of time that doesn't work, but worst of all, it becomes a habit. And it's not long before we've developed a whole bunch of people behind the scenes who fall into the category of the unforgiven. I want to take you to another observation today. You know, sometimes we don't forgive, or we don't want to forgive, because we're trying to stop ourselves from being hurt. And so what we do is we build walls around our hearts. We build walls around our hearts that every time somebody says something that is not nice, we stick another brick on, or we see somebody who we think might be talking about us, or doesn't see us in the crowd, or when you're driving down the road, they would appear to have ignored you or something. And straight away, you're putting a brick upon a brick upon a brick. And it's not long, because you've developed the bad habit we spoke about yesterday. It's not long before your heart is totally walled in, and you have found a mechanism to protect yourself. Well, the only problem with the wall that you built around your heart is that it works. It does protect you from hurt. Now, you can't hurt me because I've got a wall between you and me. And the more you perceive hurt from other people, the higher that wall is going to get, the thicker it's going to get, the more intense it's going to become as you add brick upon brick upon brick, and eventually you are surrounded by a wall and nobody can get to you. And it works. But the tragedy is this, listen carefully, that the same wall that keeps hurt out keeps love out as well. That wall that you built to protect yourself from hurt, now you can't respond to people who love you. You can't respond to loving acts or loving words of kindness, and you begin to belittle yourself to say, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve those kind words or that act of kindness. These people are the people that are on the other side of that wall, and I don't want to see them again. Now you can't respond to the love that people may want to show you. Some of the happiest people in the world are the people who live with vulnerability, who recognize, hey, people can hurt me. I'm going to probably get hurt, but at least I can respond to people who want to love me. You know who I think about it? We spoke about him on Wednesday. It was Judas. Judas grew up amidst the disciples. He was one of the ones. He heard Jesus teach. He saw him heal. He saw him raise the dead. Judas was there to listen to the sermons of Jesus, but he began to get hardened. He became the guy who carried the money, and everybody was so cynical about him and sarcastic about him. He was not very popular, and so he carried this image of hardness around with him, that when Mary came in to wash Jesus' feet, he looked at this act of intense and extravagant love, and he said, Jesus, this woman could have sold that for a whole lot of money. We could have given it to the poor. That's the speaking of a hard-hearted person. He couldn't respect the fact that, couldn't respond to the fact that she was showing love to the Jesus who loved him so intensely. Come to the evening of the Last Supper, and Jesus washed his feet along with the other disciples, and Jesus knew that this was the man that was about to betray him. And Judas knew that he was about to betray Jesus. He knew he was doing something that was wrong, but he had built that wall so high he couldn't even respond to the beauty of the act that Jesus was about to do, to wash his feet. And he went from that feet washing, and he did exactly what he had planned to do. For 30 pieces of silver, he betrayed Jesus. So you're faced with a choice. You've got to take the wall down. You've got to take it down. Now you can, if you want to do it the painful way, take it down one brick at a time, where you take each brick off and you say, well, this person said this about me, and this person did this to me, and I'm going to talk about that, and I need to deal with that issue. And you take another one. But by the time you've taken that one down, because unforgiveness has become such a bad habit, you've put 2 more bricks up there. So you could keep going and try to work your way through all of these things. Or you can call for a small, we said this on Wednesday, a small atomic explosion to blow that entire wall down in one go and be free, but be vulnerable. And the key to the dynamite that blows that thing down is forgiveness. Forgive them all. When Jesus hung upon the cross, he did not say, I'm forgiving you for this, I'm forgiving you for that. He said, Father, just forgive them. Forgive them all. They don't know what they're doing. And when we can get to that point of giving forgiveness, the wall comes crumbling down. It's like a huge earthquake that comes and hits your life. And all of a sudden, the walls that you've been building for year upon year upon year, of all the hurts and the things that you've perceived people to be thinking, again, they're just perceptions. They may not be true. They're just your reality. And now you've built this wall and you can't respond to love. Well, the answer is simple. Get with it, people. You can't respond to the love that people want to show you because the wall is so high. So bring that sucker down. And the way you do it is through forgiveness. Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. And that's good enough. And then you walk out of there and you choose to act in a forgiving way. You choose to pray for those who have hurt you perceivingly so. You choose to do good to those who have done wrong to you. One thing. And the beauty of that thing is you can do it right now. If you procrastinate this decision, oh man, tomorrow you're going to wake up and continue again. Every time you procrastinate it, you intensify the thickness of that wall. So I'm urging you, do it now. Find a quiet place, talk to God, and then talk to yourself. In fact, you don't even need to talk to God about this. You need to talk to yourself. Self-talk is the most important communication that you need right now. And say, I am choosing to forgive and not harbor these grudges any longer. Watch the wall come down. Thank you, guys. Bye.